In the ancient land of Israel, long before the rise of great empires, there lived a king whose wisdom became legendary across the world. His name was Solomon. Kings traveled from distant lands to hear him speak. Scholars studied his words. Nations marveled at his understanding. Even today, thousands of years later, people still quote the wisdom of Solomon. But the real question is this: how did Solomon become the wisest man who ever lived? Was he born with extraordinary intelligence? Did he study under the greatest teachers of his time? Or was there a deeper secret behind his wisdom? The truth is far more powerful than many people realize. To understand the secret of
Father,
Solomon's
your wisdom has been my guide.
we must begin with his father, the great King David. David was a warrior king, a man after God's own heart. He had led Israel through many battles and united the kingdom under the worship of the one true God. But as the years passed, David grew old and weak. The once mighty king who had defeated giants and conquered enemies now lay in the quiet chambers of his palace in Jerusalem. His strength was fading, and the question of who would rule Israel after him became urgent. Among David's sons, one had been chosen to sit on the throne, Solomon. Solomon was young, far younger than many of the leaders and warriors who surrounded him. The responsibility placed on his shoulders was enormous. Israel was a growing kingdom, and leading God's people required more than courage or strength. It required wisdom. When David finally passed away, the kingdom mourned. The people of Israel had lost a great king. Soon afterward, Solomon was crowned as the new king of Israel. Trumpets sounded through the streets of Jerusalem. Crowds gathered to witness the beginning of a new reign. But beneath the celebration, Solomon carried a quiet burden in his heart. He knew the truth about himself. He was young, he was inexperienced, and the people he was called to lead were many. Solomon understood something that many leaders fail to realize. He did not have the wisdom needed to rule such a great nation. So Solomon did something remarkable. Instead of trusting in his own understanding, he turned to God. Not long after becoming king, Solomon traveled to a place called Gibeon. There stood one of the most important places of worship in Israel at that time. At Gibeon, Solomon made a great offering to the Lord. The night grew quiet as the fires of sacrifice burned beneath the stars. Then, as Solomon slept that night, something extraordinary happened. God appeared to him in a dream. In that sacred moment, the voice of God spoke to the young king and said something astonishing. "Ask what I shall give you." Imagine being given that opportunity. The creator of heaven and earth offering to grant you whatever you desire. Many people would ask for wealth. Others might ask for power, long life, or victory over their enemies. But Solomon's answer revealed the true character of his heart. Solomon spoke humbly before God. He remembered how his father David had served the Lord faithfully. He recognized that the kingdom he ruled was not truly his own. It belonged to God. Then Solomon said something that would change his life forever. He said, "I am only a little child. I do not know how to go out or come in. Your servant is in the midst of your people, a great people too numerous to count." Then came the request that would define Solomon's legacy. "Therefore give your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and evil." Solomon did not ask for riches. He did not ask for long life. He did not ask for the destruction of his enemies. He asked for wisdom, and this request pleased God. The Lord responded to Solomon and said something remarkable. Because Solomon had asked for wisdom to lead God's people instead of asking for selfish gain, God would grant him what he requested. But God would also give him what he did not ask for. The Lord said that no king before Solomon had possessed such wisdom, and none after him would equal it. God also promised Solomon great riches and honor throughout his life. When Solomon awoke from the dream, he knew that something profound had happened. God had answered his prayer. Soon, the wisdom of Solomon began to reveal itself. One day, two women came before the king with a troubling dispute. Both women lived in the same house, and both had recently given birth to baby boys. But during the night, one of the babies had died. Now both women claimed that the living child belonged to them. There were no witnesses, no evidence, only two desperate voices, each insisting that the baby was hers. The case was brought before King Solomon. The court grew silent as the young king listened carefully to both women. Their arguments went back and forth, each accusing the other of lying. Then Solomon made a shocking decision. He ordered that a sword be brought. When the sword was placed before him, Solomon declared that the living baby should be cut in two, with half given to each woman. The courtroom froze. But suddenly, one of the women cried out in desperation, "Please, my lord, give her the child. Just do not kill the baby." The other woman coldly replied that the child should be divided. In that moment, Solomon knew the truth. The real mother would rather lose her child than see the baby die. Solomon immediately declared that the living child should be given to the woman who begged for the baby's life. She was the true mother. When the people of Israel heard about this judgment, they were amazed. They saw that the wisdom of God was truly with their king. From that day forward, Solomon's reputation spread throughout the land. Leaders came seeking his counsel. Travelers carried stories of his wisdom across distant nations. Solomon spoke thousands of proverbs and taught profound truths about life, justice, humility, and the fear of the Lord. Yet the true secret of Solomon's wisdom was never his intelligence. It was his heart. At the very beginning of his reign, Solomon recognized something many people fail to understand. Human understanding is limited. No matter how intelligent someone may be, true wisdom begins with God. Solomon chose humility over pride. He chose wisdom over wealth. He chose to seek God's guidance instead of trusting in his own strength. And that choice changed the course of history. Even today, the wisdom of Solomon continues to teach a powerful lesson. The greatest wisdom in life does not come from knowledge alone. It comes from a heart that seeks God above everything else. That was the true secret behind Solomon's wisdom. And it is a secret that many people still miss. But those who understand it will discover the same truth Solomon did long ago. True wisdom begins with God. Even when praised by the world, Solomon remained humble, acknowledging God as the source of all understanding. Solomon's wisdom was a blend of prayer, humility, and discernment. He listened more than he spoke, seeing the hearts behind every word and action. His patience allowed clarity. He never rushed judgments, letting truth emerge naturally. Observation of nature and human behavior strengthened his insight, making wisdom practical and profound. Solomon's writings, songs, and proverbs captured timeless truths for generations. Foreign kings and envoys sought his counsel, yet he always credited God as the source of all wisdom. The essence of Solomon's wisdom was humility, patience, discernment, and a heart aligned with God. To cultivate wisdom like Solomon's, begin by humbling yourself and seeking guidance beyond your own understanding. Observe carefully, listen deeply, and consider the long-term impact of every decision you make. Most importantly, align your heart with what is right, and let patience, humility, and discernment guide your path. This is the path to Solomon-like wisdom.